Here are some series that you shouldn't DNF after only book one. And some of you may say, when you see what these book ones are, you may say, well, I love those books. They were great books. Of course, nobody should DNF after only book one. But not everybody agrees. Some people read these books and say, well, I don't think I want to continue on with the series. Maybe it's not for me. And that could be the case, and that's fine. But here are some that you may want to continue on because the series really does pick up. And the first book is Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. This is the first book of the Sun Eater series. Now, again, a lot of people love this series, and I love this book, and I did too. But some people actually want to stop reading the series after this book because they say it was boring, it was too long, it was drawn out. And I get it, and that's fine if you don't like it. But I will say that, and you hear this from more people than me, that this series really picks up. I think it picks up in book two. Some people say it's more in the second half of the book. I like the entire book. And each book just gets so much better and better. The story progresses. I think you should give at least book two, a try. Next is Malice by John Gwynne. This is book one of The Faithful and the Fallen. Now, this was a little bit of a struggle for me. Thinking back on it, I see what John Gwynne was doing, but there are so many. He throws so many characters at you all at once, just chapter after chapter after chapter. The pacing may not work for everybody. I was about 50-50 on continuing this series. If it wasn't for just knowing a lot of people that loved it, who I trusted their opinions, I may have stopped, but I kept on, and I'm glad I did because this has become one of my favorite series of all time. Book two is fantastic. Book three is one of the best step ups I've ever experienced in a series. And then book four concludes it very well. Please continue this series. The next one is Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. This is book one of The Bound and the Broken. Now, I really enjoyed this book. I was all in with this book. But what I hear a lot of the complaints about this particular book is some people says, well, it feels like every other fantasy book. It feels like every other tired fantasy trope. And because of that, I just don't want to continue. I don't want to give the rest of the series a try. This is very much an introductory book to this world, as most all book ones are. The series picks up. The series moves on. Yes, this feels a lot like The Wheel of Time. Yes, this feels a lot like some of the Lord of the Rings tropes, but that's okay. I like tropes. But book two, he really comes into his own, and it just progresses from there on out. I really encourage you to continue this series. This last one may be my most controversial, but it is Red Rising by Sun Eater. Now, I'm going to say on this one, I was okay with this book. It didn't blow me away. I liked some of the surprises that were in it. I liked the story all right, but I could have set this down and that would have been that for me. I would have never come back to it. But again, I had people tell me something exactly like I'm telling you, that you really need to at least give book one and two a try before you stop. So that's what I did. And as everybody says, I'm not going to go on about this series because you can see 100 different videos about it. It does get better and better, especially the first trilogy, and the second, which is the sequel books, are great too.